Bulletproof Monday, and my name is Susan Sly. I'm so excited you're here. So whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on YouTube, I do these Bulletproof Mondays every single week, and the topic is really how to become more productive so you can lead a ridiculously fulfilling life. So I talk about social media trends, marketing, work-life balance, and things you need to know to help you get to that next level. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can achieve more of your goals this year. My question for you is, at the beginning of 2018, did you set some goals for yourself that you didn't achieve? And maybe you wanted to actually get healthier. Maybe you want to stop procrastinating. Maybe you were going to make more money, and maybe you didn't quite hit it the way you wanted to. And so today I'm going to give you three, maybe I'll give you some more tips on how to achieve more of your goals this year, because here's the statistic. 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions. That means 92% of them do not achieve their New Year's resolutions. And I read a new statistic that found that we're wasting 21 hours a week of our time. Where do you think we're wasting it? Social media, gossip, not focusing. I mean, there's no end. Netflixing and chilling, I don't know. So we're wasting a lot of time, yet we say we want these things. So how do we physically focus so we get more of what we want? So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. And just a couple quick things. So if you really appreciate what you're learning, I do send these notes out to my subscribers. So go to www.susansly.com and do subscribe. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to spam you, I promise, but I do send the notes from Bulletproof Mondays. I send you tips. Before, just to give you an example, before the markets dropped, I sent out a note to my subscribers, buckle in, the markets are not looking good. And sure enough, the markets dropped thousands of points in those 2 weeks after I sent out the emails. So I do send out those things, and so do check it out. So let's get right into the good today. I want to acknowledge you. It's great to see you. Hey, Laura and Ivy and Linda, and so many of you who tune in regularly every single Monday. So, here's the thing. We're in a brand new year, and it's full of possibilities. And I'm going to get really intimate with you guys here. So I just share with you. So one of the things I do every single year is I create almost a manifesto of sorts. So this is this year's. And the first thing I do is I write down sort of a state of the union. So I have, bank balances in my different accounts. I have in my network marketing business, I have total number of people in each of the positions, the highest income weeks in each of those positions. In my brick and mortar business, I have the size of the list, because the list obviously equates to being, making more money. So I go through the State of the Union. I even record my weight. I do my waist in inches, my hips, my thighs. I'm not even kidding you. If there's a metric I can measure, it's written down. And, even though that's not one of my planned tips, that was just from my heart to share, it's going to be really tough for you to know if you're making progress if you don't know where you're starting. I'm going to say that again. It's going to be really tough for you to know if you're making progress if you don't know where you're starting. And it's not too late. I mean, today, right now, it's January 7th. You can go in, you can take a good hour and write those things down. How much do you owe on your mortgage or car payment? What are all those balances? If you follow people like Dave Ramsey, Dave talks about making a debt ladder, but how are you supposed to know if you don't write things down? And taking a good look in the mirror and owning your stuff and going, okay, this is where I'm at. Maybe it isn't pretty for you, but it's time to get real. And so that's the first thing I do. The next thing I do is I go through and I look at, the year in advance. So December 31st, 2019, where do I want to be in all of the areas of my life, in my health, in my marriage to my husband, with all of my kids? Where do I want to be in my separate businesses, my investments? And then I work backwards. And what a lot of people do is they'll set goals that are so big they can't achieve them. And one of the reasons they do that is because they've conditioned themselves to believe at the very core level. And I am a certified coach, so I'm going to get into coaching here for just a second. They condition themselves to believe at the very core level that they don't deserve success. So they set these goals that are so big. Maybe the most money they've made in business is, $20,000 in a year. And it's like, this is the year I'm going to make six figures. Well, that's all well and good. But if you don't believe it at your core that it's possible, you will do things to sabotage yourself in business. And how many of you can relate to that? Just nod your head, say yes, right? So how do we do, how do we operate in our lives so that we are more successful, so we are achieving? And that's what I want to get into today. So on these Bulletproof Mondays, I do make notes for you. If you've ever seen me speak, I'm a keynote speaker. If you own a company, you can hire me to speak. I have the same speaking agency actually as all the guys from Shark Tank and gals, but it's the Big Speak agency, and my agent over there is Sandra, and you can reach out to her and book me. But I usually will speak from the heart, but I love you guys so much. And this is one of the things I do to contribute. So I actually make notes because I want to make sure you leave with value. So whether you show up every week and you're taking notes, but I will send you these notes if, you're a subscriber. So the first thing that I want to talk about is truly aligning your life with what you say you want. Truly aligning your life with what you say you want. So I know a person who will say to me, Susan, I'm really going to do it this time. I'm really going to build my business. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. However, this person's life isn't aligned with what they say they want. And so what do I mean by life alignment? It's about what we see all the time in front of us. And so to give you an example, right now I have my latest vision board. I'll show it to you guys. Here, why not, right? So on New Year's Eve, every year my kids make vision boards. So it was so cute. We were in Telluride and they were like packing all the stuff for the vision boards. They're like, Mommy, are we making the vision boards? And so I ordered from Staples these very pretty, let me see, hold it in reverse. These are very pretty file folders. Shouts out to you, Staples. So I got them online, staples.com, and they come in packs, and there's like 4 different ones. Anyway, and so what we do is we make these portable vision boards. So you can see mine. This is one of my vision boards right now. And hey, I don't mind showing you. David Goggins wrote this book that I'm reading right now, You Can't Hurt Me. And, like many of you, I had an abusive childhood. We were so poor when I was little. I took Monopoly money to the store to buy groceries and got laughed at by the cashier. I was beaten up, bullied, called every name, including the N-word. I don't care what you think. I'm just showing you, because if it helps one of you, then I've done my job, right? So anyway, this is this year's vision board. I'm still working on it, but aligning my life with what I say I want. So I'm at my office right now here in Scottsdale. And so today, I'm doing Zooms, I'm doing calls, I'm doing all the things, income producing activities, I'm in meetings, but this little vision board is just right there at the corner of my eye, just looking out there. So it's present. So aligning my life with what I say I want, having the goals at the forefront, also having my schedule be in alignment. And I'll talk about that. That's my next tip in a second. But making sure that I'm not just saying, oh, this is the year I want to, lose weight, or I want to make more money, or what have you. It's that I'm aligning everything to be conducive to that. And so you can't be that person who says, this is the year I'm losing weight, and I come to your house and I see Oreos in your cupboard. Your kids don't need Oreos, and nor do you. Don't tell yourself that story. This can't be the year you say, I want to take my marriage to the next level, and there are no dates planned with your partner. You can't say, this is the year I want to make more money, but you didn't schedule any time to prospect for new clients, whatever business you're in. So the reality is life is kind of messy, and some of you have multiple businesses, you have investments, you have aging parents, you have kids, you have pets, you have all sorts of things going on. But if you don't align every aspect of your life with what you say you want, you're not going to get it. I had a client once, and she was my Organize Your Life student, and her marriage, she was on the verge of divorce. And I said to her, I said, listen, text me a photo of your bedroom. And she sends me this photo of her bedroom, not even kidding you. They had a treadmill in the bedroom. It was covered in clothes. She had probably, I want to say 6 laundry baskets heaped with clothes. You couldn't see anything. It was just chaos. And I said to her, clean your bedroom. Get the treadmill out of there, get all the clothes out of there. It's not your laundry room, it's your bedroom. And I want you to clean up your bedroom. I want you to get some nice fragrant like candles. I want you to, make it this romantic haven. And long story short, she and her husband, they cleaned up the bedroom, they got reconnected, they saved their marriage. They're still married today. That was years ago, because she wasn't aligning her life with what she said she wanted. She said, I want to save this marriage, but it wasn't aligned to that. Every aspect of your life. If you read Marie Kondo's book, The Art of Tidying Up, one of the things she talks about is like, getting things really organized. And I've been teaching organizational principles for over 2 decades. I was talking about this stuff back at Queen School of Business in the 90s. I guest lectured for the Bayer Aspirin Company. I was talking about these things that, your life alignment is so key, because how many of you feel it when you're not in alignment? You do, you feel it, right? You're overwhelmed, something's not quite right. So aligning your life, every aspect of your life, from the time you go to bed to what you see when you're working to how your closet is organized. This doesn't just happen overnight, but I've had students who've gone on to become millionaires in my organization classes. And this is like one of the first things I teach, is that just as Harv Eker once said, our inner world creates our outer world. I said to Harv one time, our outer world also transforms our inner world. And if what you see is chaos externally, you're going to see chaos internally too, right? You get it? All right. The second thing is that you've got to take 100% responsibility for where you're at. Okay. And I mean, get raw and real, because there is the truth mirror. That's the mirror you look into every morning. You maybe are just looking at yourself and like, okay, I look a bit tired today, or I'm gonna, whatever. But I need you to get 100% real with yourself. And that includes all the things that you feel might be holding you back. Bruce, thinks, being an introvert might be holding him back, as an example. And oftentimes the stuff you're telling yourself about yourself and your excuses is nonsense. And so taking 100% responsibility means writing down, I can't succeed because I don't have a college degree, or I can't succeed because I don't have as much time as someone else. And I want you to write down all of these excuses you think are true, and I want you to read them out loud and tell me if you don't sound like you're a complainy, whiny teenager. I don't know. I know a lot of great teenagers too, but maybe you sound like a toddler, and you begin to read this stuff and then go burn it in a fireplace, burn it, in a bowl outside, or do something with it, but just purge it out, because it's not true. And then get real with yourself. Don't just say, I need to lose some weight. Are you 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds away from a healthy weight? I need to make more money. Are you do you only have maybe 1 to 2 weeks of savings in the bank? And if you get laid off or fired, you're going to find yourself on the street. I need you to get so real with yourself, and not in a critical way, just a deep, honest way. Because one of the reasons people don't achieve their goals is because they're not honest. And that honesty is hard. It's you might be going back to this first person I was telling you about, that person who says, I've really got to make money. This is now I'm going to make money, or what have you. That person hasn't gotten real with themselves. And until they do, it's just going to be a lot of, yeah, woulda, shoulda, coulda. This is when I'm going to do it. But they have to get honest. And it's tough. It's tough to do the work and to expose yourself in that level. The next area is to release resistance. So oftentimes once we set our intentions and our goals, and we're getting real, and we're aligning our life with what we say we want, things begin to flow. And how many of you have ever had that time when things begin to flow, and it's really fluid, and the right people are showing up, the right opportunities, and maybe you start releasing the weight, and the money's pouring in, and you rank advance in your direct sales business, or you get the new client, and things are really good. And then there's this part of you that is so conditioned to things being hard that you end up self-sabotaging. Yes? So what happens if we're so conditioned to not succeeding, we begin to create resistance. And when we're in the place of resistance, that's when we self-sabotage. So what if this year was your year of flow? This year was your year of, yes, I am going to allow the goodness to come. Yes, I am going to go to that networking meeting, even though I'm terrified of public speaking, and I'm going to release the resistance, and I'm going to get up there and I'm going to speak from my heart, and I'm going to just pray to God that people like what I have to say. I'm going to release the resistance in my life when someone is telling me something I know is true and is for my greater good. And instead of like objecting to that, what they're saying, or calling up a friend and gossiping about that person, I'm going to release the resistance. I'm going to allow those words and that coaching to come so that I can grow into the person that I need to be, right? And so this is the year that if you really want to achieve your goals, you're going to have to let go of the resistance, because your resistance has put you in a box, and that box limits how much money you can make, how healthy you can be, the relationships you can have. Does this make sense? Hopefully it does. And so by releasing resistance, you begin to breathe more, you begin to relax more, you begin to produce with greater ease. And that's when the goodness happens. It really, really does. Now, the final thing that I want to share with you when you want to achieve more goals this year is you're creating the environment that's conducive to success. You're releasing the resistance. You're taking 100% responsibility. And the last thing is aligning your schedule with what you say you want. So I'll give you a quick tip of how I do this. So the night before, Jim Rohn was a personal mentor of mine. I spoke with him on stages. Jim, obviously has passed. He was Tony Robbins' mentor as well. So people say, you say some of the things Jim said, and I was like, what a great compliment. Of course I do. So one of the things Jim always said is, don't start your day until you end your day. And so I look at my day the next day and I plan out my day, and I ask myself, I'll go, Susan, is this schedule for tomorrow in alignment with what you say you want? And I have some very big goals in 2019. I have some smaller goals in 2019. I have hundreds of goals that are written down in this booklet, right? And if my day isn't in alignment with what I say I want, I have two choices. I can resent it, or I can go and reschedule things and make some changes. So your schedule must also be conducive to what you say you want. So don't just say you want to make more money. Do you have time physically scheduled in to reach out, to message people, video message people, text message people, to set up appointments, to do your follow-ups? Don't just say you want that rich, fulfilling relationship. Do you have your dates scheduled? Don't just say you want the better relationship with your kid who is, being perhaps not, the best kid that they can possibly be right now. And you haven't scheduled time to be with them, to hear them out, to understand them. I have 5 kids. I get that. Don't just say that this is the year you're going to get healthy, but you don't have time set in your schedule to do your meal planning, to, go to the grocery store, to get the exercise in. And that is, my friends, the number one reason people don't achieve their goals is because their schedule, their life, their habits don't align with what they say they want. So with that, tomorrow, Tuesday, I am doing a free masterclass, and I'm going to be talking about these very specific things. So today was a bit general. We're going to go get right in there. And in that masterclass, it's absolutely free, and it's happening tomorrow, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and you can go to www.susans.masterclass.com. You can register. We're having a lot of fun. I love to have fun. So people who register are going in draws for Feng Shui Lucky Cats. I'm going to be giving away an NLP class. It's going to be amazing. So do check it out, susansmasterclass.com. So if this has been great, I would love for you to share it. I do read all of your comments, so do comment in there, and I will promise to get back to you. If you have a topic you would like me to cover, just go ahead over to susansly.com. We have a chat bot on there. You can message a topic, and I would love to do a show just for you. So with that, God bless. Let's rock 2019. It's going to be amazing. And next Monday, I'm going to be coming to you live from New York City. I'm at the wherever I travel, you travel too if you tune in. I'm actually at the National Retail Federation Conference. Super cool. So I'm going to be there with like Microsoft and Intel and, you know, all these amazing retailers. So I'll be streaming you from Manhattan. I could be out in the street. I could be in the conference. Who knows where I'm going to be at that time, but I will see you next time, next week, same time, same place. God bless. Love you guys, and let's go rock it.